Konnichiwa, Guan, JayKaminari here. And yeah, so I basically saw the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. So this is just going to be like a quick review of my thoughts and yeah, just letting you know how it was. I will say from now, there may be some spoilers, so if you don't want anything spoiled for you, just, you know, like click off the video until you've seen it and come back and watch this. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get straight into it. This movie was very good, honestly, you know what I mean? Like, in terms of, you know, a movie adaptation of a video game, it's one of the better ones for sure. Let me just start off with a huge shout out to the cameos. They done incredible with the cameos with the two YouTubers. They had MatPat, which is from Game Theory, and coryxkenshin, one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. Also, a big shout out to my girlfriend, my beautiful girlfriend who I watched the movie with, who is also a huge coryxkenshin fan. So, you know, like, her being with me when coryxkenshin come up just made it that much more special. You know what I mean? We both getting gassed by coryxkenshin being there, so yeah. Yeah, I was so happy to see both of them. And honestly, there's such a big part of Five Nights at Freddy's, like, because obviously MatPat, he done all his theory videos on them and he's played the games, and then you got coryxkenshin who has played all of them as well, and I'm pretty sure that's one of the games that literally boosted his channel. So they're both very big in making Five Nights at Freddy's as big as it was as well. So yeah, it was just cool to see them both in it. I wish Markiplier was there, but I remember hearing due to like scheduling issues, he weren't able to actually be in the movie. But you know, there might be a second one, so yeah, hopefully. Going into the movie now, I'll give you a bit of the premise to the people who don't know. Basically, Five Nights at Freddy's is a pizzeria with these animatronics that are basically controlled by the souls of dead children. I know it's a bit dark, but you know. But yeah, and then obviously you follow this character Mike Schmidt, who is a security guard. He becomes the new security guard for this Five Nights at Freddy's pizzeria for the night when it's closed and stuff. You start off with Mike. He basically gets fired from his job because his brother got kidnapped when he was younger, so he's got kind of like a thing about kids in danger and stuff. So the movie starts off, he's in the mall doing his security day job, and he basically sees this dad, he's like getting his kid's arm and dragging him away, but it looked kind of off. So obviously Mike sees that and he runs to this kid's dad and starts punching him, thinking he was kidnapping the kid, but it turns out that it was actually his son. And then yeah, so he gets fired, and then you're met with him going to the work counselor's office, and the guy is played by the actor who played Shaggy. I've forgotten his actual name, so I'm just gonna refer to him as Shaggy in this. But yeah, so you see Shaggy, and yeah, he basically just saying, yeah, there's a new job opening for Freddy's Pizzeria, and it's a evening shift to the morning, basically. And obviously he said he can't do that because in this adaptation, Mike is also, he's the guardian of his little sister who's just a child. And yeah, so he's like, I can't really do that job. So Shaggy gives him the card, like if he changes his mind or whatnot. And then there's like a custody battle between him, Mike, and their aunt, because she wants his sister, and obviously she's not a nice woman basically. So Mike decides to take this job on like finally, and he does the first night, nothing really happens, you know what I mean, which is exactly like the game as well. But yeah, then obviously the next day, Mike's auntie decides to plot a plan to get some of her people to break in to the pizzeria and just smash up everything. Little do they know that the animatronics ain't gonna like that. So obviously they all get taken out basically. The people she sent in, they get taken out by the animatronics. Can I just say as well, nice little detail, the animatronics, right? They like when they're about to attack or they get agitated, their eyes literally glow red, and I thought that was a nice detail. And yeah, it was good. And can I say, right, there's a cupcake animatronic. So the people that played Five Nights at Freddy's, you know the little cupcake, right? This he is the most active one in this movie. Him and Foxy are the most active ones, but it's just the fact the cupcake literally eats someone's face. Like, it is mad. Yeah, he eats someone's face off. It's yo, this little anyway. So obviously that happens now, and then oh yeah, I forgot to say. So there's this police like guard, right? And she basically shows up as well, and she's basically just helping Mike through and stuff, and you know, she basically gives him his badge and stuff, right? I thought so. We'll get into who she is later, but they kind of made it very obvious she had something to do with the pizzeria, like the history behind it and stuff. But yeah, we'll get into that later. Obviously that's happening now. Then Mike there's a point where he has to bring his sister to work, and this is probably one of the strangest bits of the movie, but it does make sense in hindsight. The little girl, she makes friends with all the animatronics. There's like this mad scene where she's just basically chatting to them, she's playing with them or whatever, and they're all surrounding her, but they're cool, right? Now Mike is like, nah, this ain't, I don't think, you don't know if they're safe or not. This is the one bit that pissed me off in the movie, yeah? The policewoman was like, nah, it's okay, it's alright. Bumbleclad! Really? 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 Like, you're a police officer, yeah? You should... Anyway, that just proved that she had something to do with the whole place in general. But anyway, it's crazy. Also, oh, go back to the scene. I know I'm all over the place. This is just how I am with reviews. I'm so sorry. But yeah, also there's a bit going back to when they're all friendly and stuff. Like, yeah, they're all just hanging out with the animatronics, right? And it's so weird and funny, but yeah. And there's a bit where Bonnie kind of drops being goofy, which I love, because everyone who knows me, Bonnie's my favourite out of all of them. I just like Bonnie's design. But yeah, obviously after that shit just kind of hits the fan. Mike's being chased and stuff, and you know, it's just mental, right? Something happens where Mike's little sis ends up, because of everything that's happened, Mike sends his little sister to live with the aunt. Obviously she says she hates Mike and all this because she don't want to live at the aunt's house. Yeah, a certain animatronic shows up. Golden Freddy actually makes an appearance in this movie, which I'm very happy about, because that's one of the things I was wondering if they were going to do, but they did do it. And he shows up to, yeah, the aunt's house, kills the aunt, and then takes her, the little sister with him. But yeah, it's crazy. And obviously As Golden Freddy though, he warps into like a kid to basically make the little sister look more comfortable kind of thing. And then he's like, oh no, your aunt's just asleep, even though she's, you know, she could take it out. And yeah, they go get a taxi, right? Now this was one of the best moments, because who is driving the taxi cab? My boy coryxkenshin. So yeah, he's a taxi driver, and he's like, where to? And when he turns around, he does his signature scream, which is great, because he literally sees Golden Freddy there. I know that's not much, but I had to mention that bit because it just made me really happy. But anyway, yeah, literally, the movie goes on now. There is a moment where you go into, yeah, so they end up driving to pizzeria, and basically Golden Freddy's plan is to, well, basically kill my split sister, make her one of them kind of thing. So obviously Mike finds out that he goes to save his sister, and you know, and then yeah, there's a nice little Easter egg which I didn't actually clock at first, but until I thought about afterwards. There's a withered like animatronic in this room that Mike and the police officer end up in. And it is a callback to Baby from Five Nights at Freddy's sister location, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, you get to see Baby in this movie as well. But yeah, so they end up in this location. Now, the police officer, Mike finds out that she's been the creator's daughter basically, and obviously Mike's pissed by this because I didn't mention this either. Also, Mike's been having these dreams about his brother getting kidnapped, and each time, like, the dream, he gets further on to kind of find out the truth kind of thing. But there are all these kids that are in the dream, innit? And he keeps trying to, like, chases to ask him what happened to my brother. Like, you find out that the kids in his dream are actually the dead children and the dead souls who are in the animatronics basically. So yeah, so obviously with all that now, he's pissed off because it's like, well, you know, you knew this and you didn't tell me, and you know like what's happened, because he also finds out that the creator, what is it, something Afton, William Afton I think it is, yeah, he also finds out that he's probably the person who took his brother in it. So obviously he's pissed about that now, and he just goes off to try and save his sister. And yeah, so that happens, and enter basically Springtrap. Yeah, so that's another cameo you basically see is Springtrap from the third game, right? And a certain someone's in this animatronic suit, and that is William Afton, played by Shaggy. Yeah, so Shaggy is actually the main villain in this movie, and as we've seen, this actor is good as a villain. We've seen him in Scream, and you know, he killed it, right? He just killed it. So yeah, nah, like, it was good to see, see him, come in with the old, like, old golden bunny, I guess you could say, suit on. And if you play the games, obviously, the lore, that's actually what happens as well. Like, when he first made the whole idea, that outfit he was in was the first ever, like, animatronic mascot, you know what I mean? So yeah, and yeah, so he's there, he sees his, like, his daughter ends up coming back to try and help out Mike and stuff. Yeah, Afton's unhinged. He has no remorse for kidnapping all these kids and killing them. And yeah, he basically puts his daughter into a coma, which is fucked up. Like one hell of a villain, seriously. But yeah, and then like Mike's sister's still there, and she rips like these drawings off the wall, and she because she draws in this movie a lot in it. She sticks on this drawing of what happened, and it kind of reminds the animatronics that Afton killed you lot. So they end up turning on Afton himself and dragging him away, basically. And obviously, because he's in an animatronic suit, like the thing to keep them in place catches him and stuff, and then he's like, Afton always comes back. So I don't know how he survived that and he's still alive, yeah, while he's being dragged off. But yeah, so he gets dragged off, and then obviously happy days, everyone's happy, you know. Sadly, obviously, Afton's daughter, she's in a coma due to what happened, so Mike and the sister like visit her and stuff. And then you get a cutscene where you see, actually it's lock Afton away. He's still in the golden bunny suit, and he's like kind of jittery jumping, and the suit looks more withered to look like Springtrap. So yeah, that's why I do believe they'll probably do another movie. One, because this movie's done incredibly well, like there's been nothing but good reviews on it. And two, yeah, like the way it ended, they can easily bring another one. And there's a post-credit scene where Coryxkenshin is back, and something shows up, and he does his signature scream, and it's just so funny. But yeah, that was basically the movie as a whole. I'd give it a solid 7, 8 out of 10. Honestly, it was a good movie. It was a good movie, and you know, the only thing that was missing was probably Markiplier. You know what I mean? And I feel like they changed some things. I feel like them just hanging out with the animatronics was a bit weird, but apart from that, like, it was a good movie, man. You know what I mean? The animatronics look great. You know, they were sinister. Oh, there was jumps. So there was a cameo of Bloom Boy as well. Every time Mike opened up like the lockers in the pizzeria, Bloom Boy was there, and it'd always be a jump scare, which I thought was really funny as well. But yeah, I would highly recommend it. Please check it out. And yeah, let's talk. Anyone who's a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's like me, let's talk about this movie. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, all of that. And yeah, anyway people, that's my review. Sorry I was a bit all over the place. I'm gonna try and get better with how I do these reviews. But yeah, so let me know what you think. Hope you have an amazing day. All that good stuff. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, peace out.